Hello everyone and welcome to Community Spotlight, exclusively here on RCN. Glad you could join us. I'm Dan Mowdy. Well, Allentown, Pennsylvania has had a gem for more years than you can count. Since before the Civil War, there has been the Great Allentown Fair, and an integral part of that fair is its culture, which is rooted in the agricultural world. Well, a big part of the fair is the crowning of the Allentown Fair Queen, and that has been done now for the last 10 years after a long interruption of Fair Queens. Celebrating the 10-year anniversary, we are lucky to have with us here in the studio the Fair Queen Coordinator, Cheryl Urmy. Cheryl, welcome back to Community Spotlight.
Thank you, Dan. And
we have our current Allentown Fair Queen with us today. That's Zaren Kerper. I did it again. Zaren Kerper from Ole Valley High School and also a resident of Fleetwood, Pennsylvania. Zaren, welcome to Community Spotlight.
Thank you.
Well, let's start out with building the frame, if we could. Cheryl, this has got to be an exciting year.
It is an exciting year.
10 years of the Allentown Fair Queen. Yes. Tell us how it got rejuvenated and regenerated.
Well, 10 years ago, they decided to bring back the program because it's a great scholarship opportunity for a young woman. So they decided to have the contest again, and 10 years ago, started in 2009, so we'll be crowning our 10th queen this year. So that's how it started back then. It's been great ever since.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to crowning our 10th queen this year.
Fantastic. And tell us again how you got involved personally with
Well,
this.
I got involved. My daughter was the Fair Queen in 2010. So we had a fantastic year, and we really liked the program because it really does promote such leadership and confidence for a young woman as she gets out into the world, not only about agriculture, but also about, getting out in the world, the work world.
Yes.
So once she was queen, we decided to stay on, my husband and I, and we've been working for it ever since.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And thankfully, you were able to bring a very busy young lady with you besides
Yes,
Zaren.
yes.
Your daughter Stephanie
Yes.
is here, and we'll be getting to meet her a little bit later on. Zaren, tell us about the experience. First of all, how long had you known that Allentown Fair had a queen?
So I remember being little and seeing queens at separate fairs because I've exhibited animals at countless fairs.
Oh, fantastic.
But actually, I was not intending to ever run for Allentown Fair Queen. I ran for FFA State Officer Candidate this past year. FFA used to stand for Future Farmers of America, but it doesn't now because it's more than farming. I didn't get it, but that's okay. I'm going to run again this year.
Nice.
But I was exhibiting sheep at the Schnecksville Fair when Naomi Grimm came up to me and said, Allentown Fair has a Fair Queen program and they really need contestants. Would you run? Nice. And I was like, well, yeah, I'll do anything you want me to. She goes, all right, well, the application was already due, so just get it to me as soon as possible. So I said, all right, I will. So I did, and I wasn't expecting to win. I kind of just ended up running for the experience, and I knew they needed contestants, so it was definitely a very big surprise to win.
Oh, fantastic. Is it almost better that way? That, it's kind of late in the game, oh, I'll just, send this in and see what happens, and you have the qualifications, obviously.
I definitely feel like it was more exciting for me because I wasn't expecting it, and, I wanted it, but I wasn't expecting to win because the other girls had so much more time to prepare than me, and but yeah. I'm really happy that I did get it. It's definitely changed my life for the better.
Ah, fantastic. Well, this is the part where you get to talk about yourself. Probably the toughest part of the show. but if you can, tell us a little bit about how you've gotten to this point in life and where life is leading you.
All right. Well, my freshman year of high school, I ended up transferring to Ole Valley High School so that I could participate in the agricultural education program there, because I originally went to Fleetwood High School and they didn't offer a program, so they have to ship you somewhere that does. So I ended up at Ole, where I was able to participate in a lot of things. I was involved in FFA, drama club, chorus, National Honor Society, marching band, 4-H. So I was very busy there.
Now help me out for a Northampton County guy. That's a little far away from, I think we're talking about Berks County here, right?
Yes, Berks County.
The change from a Fleetwood School District school to an Ole Valley area school, size-wise, culture-wise, were there differences?
There were definitely a lot of differences. Fleetwood, I think my graduating class was maybe around 300. The high school has 3 floors. I was one of the only farmers there. There were a couple others, but not really. And then I got to go to Ole. I graduated with 119 students in my class, 1 floor. There was 1 upstairs hallway, and a lot of people came from an agricultural background, so it was definitely a big change.
Yes, yes. And it maybe felt a little more like home, I'm guessing?
It definitely felt a lot more like home. Everyone was a lot more welcoming and inviting, and it's so small that you can't really like make enemies or be in a clique, so everyone was looking to be your friend.
I see. And as far as the future or the near past and now the present future, you graduated Ole High School. Congratulations.
I've graduated.
And what are your aspirations at this point in life?
I'm currently attending Kutztown University to do my gen eds. I want to go into agricultural education with a minor in Spanish so that I can teach everybody about my passion. So I'm going to have to transfer after 2 years. I'm not sure where to yet, but we'll figure it out when we get there.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we wish you well with all of those endeavors, and sounds like you're on a great course. Absolutely. Cheryl, I know the agricultural aspect has always been a big part of the Great Allentown Fair. It also plays an integral part in the Allentown Fair Queen Contest.
Yes, we'd like somebody to have an agricultural background if possible, but it's just a love of agriculture or knowledge of agriculture, or if they want to be a teacher, or if they want to, they don't have to be a farmer, they don't have to grow up on a farm, but just you want to get involved in the agricultural education to the surrounding areas, Berks, Lehigh, and Northampton, or even the state for that matter.
Absolutely. And so many facets to the agricultural world. I mean, when you take a look at diet and nutrition, for instance, the food has to come from somewhere, so you know there's a component there as well. What are some of the requirements as far as like age goes and where you are in school perhaps?
The requirements are you have to be 16 to 20. You have to live in Lehigh, Northampton, or Berks County. And basically, that's about it. I mean, we also like them to have a knowledge of agriculture or being an agricultural background, but they don't have to be. Public speaking is fine, but you don't. We teach it along the way. We learn. It's a learning experience, and that's basically what we're doing. We're actually teaching to become a future leader.
Excellent.
You know, so the whole year, that's what we do. We start at the beginning with in the beginning with the speaker, and then towards the end of the year, she becomes a great speaker, which she is already, but.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a look at the progression of what happens once you become Fair Queen and beyond. We're going to be welcoming Stephanie Baunach Frederick, the Fair Queen of 2010, to join us here in just a bit. Stay with us here on Community Spotlight. The Great Allentown Fair Queen Contest is kind of on already. Applications are being received. You can apply online at allentownfairpa.org. Just click on Contests in the upper right-hand corner, and the first listing is for Allentown Fair Queen. You can apply up until June 30th, and then the actual naming of the Fair Queen is done before the fair on August 12th. That's going to take place at Christopher's Restaurant at the Knights of Columbus in Allentown on Greenleaf. So a lot going on this time of year as those applications continue to come in. And we are very blessed to have with us, joining us here on the set, Stephanie Baunach Frederick. She is the Allentown Fair Queen of 2010 into 2011. Stephanie, welcome to Community Spotlight.
Thank you for having me.
Boy, what a launching pad your education and the Allentown Fair Queen Contest has been for you personally. Tell us a little bit about some of the benefits that you've experienced over the past 8 years or so.
So for the Allentown Fair Queen Contest, it helps you develop self-confidence, self-esteem, leadership capabilities, and it enhances your socialization and interpersonal skills, as well as intrapersonal skills. For me, it personally helped me a lot with patient care. I am a registered nurse. It helped me interact with people in a lot more deeper level and also learn the different facets of how to educate people and know their way of learning to properly educate them about various topics.
Fantastic. I got to hand it to you, Cheryl. You have bookended here on either side of you some very underspoken women who have a lot to tout. For instance, Stephanie, yes, a registered nurse, but also a master's degree holder for nurse practicing, and congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
And Zaren, I know FFA has been a big part of your activities as well. Cheryl, maybe you're the one that should tell us a little bit about Zaren's stature with FFA this year.
Well, we're very proud of her. She won a national award just October, October was the, I'll let you tell you the actual title because I always mess it up.
The Food Science and Technology CDE Event Award. CDE stands for Career Development Event. So you go in and you do different practicums and things that a food scientist would do, and then you're judged against everybody else in the country. So.
Oh my.
Number one.
Number
one in the country.
That's
very
fantastic.
Proud of her.
Congratulations on
Thank you.
And that all happened since being crowned Fair Queen.
Yes.
And she went in as an alternate, right?
Yeah,
So
I
that's-
ended up, my best friend was originally on the team, and she ended up getting a concussion the week before.
Oh my.
So I called my advisor and was like, I know you need a replacement and you need one quickly. Do you want me to be the replacement? And he said, I never even thought of you because you're graduated. That would be perfect.
How
So
about that?
I spent the next week studying.
Oh, I'll bet. Well, I tell you what, I would imagine that applying for the Fair Queen Contest probably helped you with getting things together quickly.
It definitely did.
Excellent, excellent. And I failed to ask a little bit earlier. You mentioned being a Kutztown freshman right now, taking care of your required classes and everything. Do you have a focus for the next step as far as your education goes?
I'm looking into different colleges that offer agricultural education as a major. I know the only colleges in Pennsylvania are Delaware Valley and Penn State. So we'll see what happens.
Wow, fantastic. So at least you'll be fairly close to home then.
Yes.
Very good. Excellent. Stephanie, tell us a little bit more about the preparation that the Fair Queen Contest has brought in your life. You mentioned your education for sure. And again, congratulations on not just earning the bachelor's, but going for the master's as well. But what are some of the things that you call upon in, like, for instance, your daily life in the world of nursing and making people better?
So the Fair Queen Contest has helped me become very organized and meticulous about organization. It also helps with time management, properly assigning time blocks to various tasks or patients. It also helps me prioritize which is more important in certain situations. And it also just helped me learn more interpersonal skills, which, for some people comes naturally, and for others it doesn't come as naturally, so it's a great stepping stone.
I'll throw this out to either of our Fair Queens. Was it a great leap to stand in front of a podium and give your speech, as every contestant must do in the process at the Allentown Fair?
For me, it was not. I have 8 years of forensics team, which is speech and debate team experience in high school and in middle school and in college, so that's actually a more natural position for me.
And Stephanie, your path of education, if you will, your schools along the way.
Yes, so I graduated from Southern Lehigh High School in Center Valley, and then I attended and graduated Cedar Crest College with my Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. And this in 2017, I graduated from DeSales University with my Master's of Science in Family Nurse Practitioner.
Fantastic. And how about you, Zaren, as far as getting up in front of a podium? Was that the first experience with that?
No, that's definitely not been the first experience. And I'm kind of shy, so I'm much more comfortable getting up in front of a podium and speaking than like one-on-one conversations.
I see. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. The more the merrier.
Yes.
Absolutely. Cheryl, I know that for this past year and in years past, you've had the foresight to bring in former Fair Queens into the judging realm to kind of, lend a helping hand in knowing what to look for and what's really required of a Fair Queen.
Right, and they're their best judges because they know what to expect, they know what to ask, and they know if the girl that they pick is going to be able to do it for the year. So Stephanie actually judged Zaren this year.
Is that right?
So,
How about that?
Yeah, so it was a really nice experience. I always like to bring them back because the girls love to give back. They want to do it. So this year we have another former Fair Queen, Rachel. She's going to be one of our judges this year. So
fantastic.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Stephanie, was this your first experience as a judge?
No, this was my second experience as a judge, and I love doing it every time. So.
What's it like? Because you're working with other folks that are pretty, prominent in the community, it sounds like.
Yes, it's a little intimidating because, you're fresh into the workforce, and there's people with many decades of experience, especially in agriculture, and I'm from the left field, I'm in healthcare. So it's intimidating, but we all work together for the same common cause. We want to find the best candidate to represent the fair.
It's interesting because one of your co-judges, I read this on the website, Michael Firestein, Senior Vice President of Fulton Bank. He has won an award since the last Fair Queen Contest, so maybe it's a launching pad for him too, I don't know. But he earned the 2017 Brunning Award from the American Bankers Association Center for Agricultural and Rural Banking for leadership and outstanding dedication in providing credit and financial guidance to farmers, ranchers, and rural businesses. That happened in October of 2017.
Yeah.
Wow.
He is the nicest guy too, and he loves also being the judge.
Absolutely, that's great. And then the third judge this past year?
Was Liz Bartholomew.
Okay, or Leslie?
Leslie, I'm sorry,
yes.
Leslie.
No problem. But you had a great cadre
and
of
Leslie
judges.
works for Lehigh County Community College, and she works in the Veterans Administration part of the college.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, if you are as impressed with these young women as we are, we're going to tell you how you can get someone involved, or you yourself can get involved with this contest, the Allentown Fair Queen Contest. And again, it is open application right now at the AllentownFairPA.org site. So be sure to jump in on that. We'll give you some more details right after this on Community Spotlight. Back with us here on Community Spotlight on RCN. If you're watching us on your channel that has RCN local programming and regional programming, or you're on video on demand, you want to get involved quickly to apply for the Allentown Fair Queen Contest. Just go to AllentownFairPA.org and click on the upper right-hand corner. You'll see the icon for contests in the upper right-hand corner. And the Allentown Fair Queen Contest is the first one in the drop-down menu. Just click on that and the application form is there for you. We are happy to have with us in studio Stephanie, Cheryl, and Zaren, all with the Allentown Fair Queen Contest. And Cheryl, tell us a little bit about the applications process and how that's done. And then we'll get into some of the benefits, including a scholarship, I understand, if you are lucky enough to be crowned a queen.
Yes, well, on the website, new this year, is the electronic, so you can download right from the website, fill out the application. You have to write an essay, a 300-word essay on why you should come to the Allentown Fair.
That's one page roughly,
One
right?
page, yeah, it's a couple paragraphs. And you have to fill out your bio form, which is also, and that's about it for the application process. You don't have, there's no entrance fee. So you just submit that to me by email or mail, either way. And then once we get them, we'll send it to the judges. We send them everything to the judges beforehand. Fantastic. So basically that's it. And then we have a community service where we get the girls together and we go over what to expect at the contest, have a little fun, do something nice for the fair. We usually build something or we visit someplace. So we do that. And that's about it.
Fantastic. And then, of course, there are the benefits of being named a Fair Queen.
Yes.
And let me start with Zaren. Maybe you can help us out with some of the things that you've experienced here so far in your first roughly half year of being Queen.
Well, so I know one of the major benefits for me was there is a scholarship that comes along with it. It's $1,000 from Pomona Grange number 68.
Oh, nice.
And so that's definitely helped since I don't have very much financial aid. So that was good for college. And then just overall, it helps you develop your sense of self, leadership skills, public speaking, things that you're going to use for the rest of your life.
And I'm going to talk in NCAA basketball terms here. Is it an automatic bid if you are the Allentown Fair Queen that you get to go to the state?
Yes.
It's the State Farm Show?
It's the Pennsylvania Association of County Fairs. And they have their a Pennsylvania State Fair Queen contest. And the new 2018 State Fair Queen was just crowned in January, on January 21st, 2nd. Second, yeah.
And Zaren, you represented our region in that contest.
I did represent our region.
What was the experience like?
It was definitely amazing. I was really nervous going into it just because it is kind of stressful, but all the girls were so nice. It was amazing to meet 57 other people that have the same passions and interests as me. So.
Is this bringing back memories, Stephanie?
It is. It is. All good memories, though. It's wonderful to, just relate to, for me it was 58 other girls in similar situations. And even though we're competing for the same scholarship, it's not at all like cutthroat or anything like that.
And that's probably a big difference in our minds anyway between the word pageant and the word contest. Is that the case? I know there's a philosophy behind that. Cheryl.
It's not a beauty pageant. It's a contest. Whereas you're vying, you're doing, again, a speech. You're doing an interview. It's all interpersonal skills that will help you further your career in your life and throughout your life. So it's basically a learning experience for each one of the 58 girls.
Excellent. And then just to recap, the requirements and the process. Women can be applying right now, it sounds like.
You can apply now. Go to the website, and it's in the drop-down menu. And like I said, 16 to 20, living in Lehigh, Northampton, and Berks County. We're picking our 10th queen this year, so we're very excited. So I hope that you'll come out and challenge yourself and come out and try. Zaren did, and she won.
Yes.
Same thing with Stephanie when she went. She said, "I'm not going to win," and she won. We had to clear our schedule for the next week.
Yes.
So
fantastic.
It was very good experience, and you never know who's going to win.
And being this is the 10th anniversary, are there special plans? I know there were a couple of new wrinkles. I see a princess parade during the fair, which you had for the first time in 2017.
That was a real success this year, and we really enjoyed it. What we're doing is we have on Saturday of the fair, I think it's September 1st this year, we're going to have a princess parade, and it's free to set up. You just email me, and then we just give all the little girls a crown, and we make a little certificate and make them princess for the day.
Fantastic. So. And before we go, I've got to find out, Stephanie, you've taken things and really launched your career with your Allentown Fair Queen experience. What's coming up in your life? What are you looking forward to at this point in life?
At this point in my life, I'm going to be working with Sacred Heart in their pediatric clinic in Allentown, and that's my passion is pediatrics. So just working forward in my career, hopefully becoming more involved in the National Association of Pediatric Nurse Practitioners and the Pennsylvania Coalition of Nurse Practitioners. I'm really into public health and enhancing reading and school-aged kids, and particularly let them read about agriculture. And yeah, just seeing where life takes me.
Excellent. And Zaren, I know that education is a big part of your life now as a student, but you also want to share your wealth of knowledge as well.
Yes.
Who would you like to focus on? Is it younger children in education, or?
I definitely want to get high school age children involved because I want them to understand that they're going to be the future of the world, the future of agriculture. Whatever happens is going to be on us. So I want them to understand how much agriculture really means in the world.
Excellent, excellent. Again, it's AllentownFairPA.org. Ladies, thank you again. It was wonderful hearing all about the great Allentown Fair and the Allentown Fair Queen Contest. Thanks for joining us, folks. Glad you could be here. Good night, everybody.